I want to share with you just one word that can turn you into a copywriting and marketing genius. And that word is test. 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 If you are willing to test things and approach the test with curiosity to figure out what might work, and embrace that the test tells you what the market is most interested in responding to, even if that is completely different from your assumptions or expectations, you will very quickly learn what works, what doesn't work, what you should do more of, what you should do less of. And it will make you so much smarter as a marketer. And like this, I do have to admit that I'm borrowing the use of the word genius here from Jay Abraham, who for a very long time has been a huge proponent of testing. In fact, Jay used to sit on stage at seminars where people paid $25,000 to spend a week with him in a room and learn marketing. And he would read Scientific Advertising, which is like the classic book on marketing testing, on advertising testing. He would read this book from stage and like be giving people what he considered to be an education that was worth it, and then some, in terms of the value that you received from just learning about this fundamental concept of testing. Because when you test and you test and you test and you figure out what works, you develop your marketing genius. And back to Jay, that's actually why his when he had a print newsletter for a while, his newsletter was called Your Marketing Genius at Work. And it's all about this idea of like, what can you test and figure out if it works? What can you approach with curiosity and figure out if it's effective? What can you put a little bit of money behind in a controlled test and see if that money comes back to you with customers? Or perhaps put a little bit of money behind and discover that it doesn't work. And it's far better to have learned that with a small controlled test versus something much bigger. And again, like all of this goes back to Claude Hopkins. All of this goes back to the very fundamental principles of direct response advertising, direct response copywriting. And the great thing is that you can test yourself, right? But we also have well over 100 years, possibly hundreds of years of advertising tests that have created a set of best practices of sorts. And not every best practice from, let's say, the classic mail order days is going to still work today, because markets shift, moods shift, interests shift. And so especially on the like tactical implementation, what you do may have to shift a little bit. But if you base your default test option, your control before you actually establish a control, in the proven principles of effective direct response marketing, like I teach here, like I teach in my BTMS Insiders training, like many of the top direct response copywriters and marketers for decades have taught, then you're going to be starting with a good start. And then from there, you can just build and build, and you can learn more and more about what works. And, starting with your first test, you'll have the opportunity for a moment of genius, because you'll try one thing and you'll try another thing. And it doesn't matter what your opinion is about those two different options, those two different ads, like let's say two different headlines to pull readership in. It doesn't matter what your opinion is about those before you put the test out in the market. What matters is what's reflected in the market's response, and which headline generated more readership and response to your ad, which short bit of copy received more clicks than a Facebook ad. Just keep diving in, keep exploring, keep approaching the market with curiosity. Like, hey, if I show you this, are you interested? Would you like to learn more? If I put this ad in front of you, would you respond? And the more that you can do that, and the more that you can design experiments in highly effective ways to elicit some understanding from the market, the more and more opportunities you have to develop your genius. And so like this, for example, is why I give away a free copy of Claude Hopkins' scientific advertising book. And I even, I'll include a link at the description. I even recorded it for myself. I recorded an audiobook copy and I give away that you can just download immediately. And I've also, in my BTMS Insiders training library, I've done a couple trainings on scientific advertising, and specifically things like test design. How do you design tests in a way that it reveals much more about the market than, let's say, another test that's not designed in an effective way? And actually going all the way back to my very beginning in copywriting and marketing. One of my first freelance client was David Bullock, who specialized in like advanced testing techniques. And so I learned from a very early age, like, this type of test is not going to tell you much. This type of test is going to tell you a ton about the market. And there's some fairly simple principles that I've taught through my BTMS Insiders training. But the whole idea is, like, the more you're willing to test, the more you're going to learn, and the better you're going to become through time, because you're going to get so much intelligence through your marketing testing. So what do you think? Leave a comment below. Let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much value you got from this and why. Like, what insight did you get? Also, click that like button before you go so you get more content like this, and so the magical algorithms of the internet know to share it with more people like you. You can share it with others directly if you'd like as well. And make sure you subscribe. Subscribe here. Also, check out the links in the description. You can go straight to freescientificadvertising.com, which is going to be the first link, and that will take you to where you can request a free copy of Scientific Advertising. It also signs you up for my daily Breakthrough Marketing Secrets emails, where I cover marketing, copywriting, business building, selling, and more. And this is a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets, so you'll get more videos like this delivered to your email inbox. My name is Roy Furr. Again, this is a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I hope you have gotten 10 out of 10 value. That's always my goal. And I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.